Traveling can be stressful. It can be awesome, and I've made a career doing it, but it can also be stressful, especially for photographers because we're traveling with expensive gear often and sometimes a lot of gear. And just a lot can go wrong at the airport and then beyond at the destination. And I have a lot of little tricks, little things I've picked up at the airport, after the airport, packing all these little things. And today I've put this into an episode and I'm going to share those tips with you. If you're new here, I'm Justin Mott, and welcome to my home here in Hanoi, Vietnam. I've spent 20 plus years telling stories with a camera, shot over 100 assignments for the New York Times, had my work appear in Nat Geo, Forbes, Time Magazine, and I shoot commercial photography for some of the biggest brands in the world. If you're interested in more of me, you can check out askmott.com, where I've got my Northern Vietnam photography workshop this March. I've also got private online one-on-one sessions. All right, you didn't come here to hear about my store. You came here for some travel fixes, some travel hacks, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to just dive right in. We're going to start with something that seems a little bit weird. This is to go out there and purchase the ugliest thing you can imagine in photography. The only thing that like maybe Nat Geo wildlife photographers can pull this off in like the 80s, maybe, is the photography vest. Hear me out. This is like my secret weapon. I've always wanted to do this, and finally I did. I always had another version of this with a bigger jacket, but I finally, when I was in Japan recently for a shoot in Tokyo, I picked up one of these. You've seen them, those mesh photography jackets with all those pockets, very lightweight. Because airlines are cracking down on carry-on limits, and it's only getting worse. And luckily, I live in Southeast Asia with a little bit easier on that stuff, but I imagine it's going to get worse here as well. But the US, Australia, Europe, it's a mess there. So what I do is I take my little photography vest. I'm not going to wear it on my shoot. I can't pull it off, especially not shirtless. And I just roll it up. It's super lightweight. I just roll it up, and I keep it in my roller bag with all my gear. And then, so if I get one of those gate agents that's just like, hey, you're carry-on, let me wear your carry-on, I do that whole bit, like, no, it's glass, it's camera equipment. Like, yeah, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Can't check it in because they're going to break it. So if that happens, take all your lenses, your batteries, all your heavy stuff, and just put it in those pockets and put it on. And then be on your way. There's nothing they can do, you're wearing it. It's like Joey from Friends that time, was wearing all the clothes. They can't do anything about it. And then again, some airlines, I saw Emirates doing this, they were actually weighing bags again when you board the plane. But even that, fine, do it again. It's super easy. It's going to save you. I honestly think, like, I'm giving this away right now. I think a bag company should do this. I've wanted to develop this myself, but I might as well give it away. A bag company should integrate this into their roller bag. So Shimoda, if you're out there listening, do it. I think photographers would love this. And the pro move here, if you're always sort of taking the same kit with you, is to just pre-weigh exactly what you'll need to take out to make weight, and then just have the pockets labeled so you know where everything goes. But if some bad company does this and doesn't somehow give me credit later on for this, I'll be mad. I think they should. I think I should be monetarily rewarded for this when they do this. A nice little bonus move here, piggybacking off of this, is just have a little packable tote with you, or a bag within a bag sort of thing. Like, I like to maximize my carry-on set, so if I only have 2 carry-on bags, a personal bag and my carry-on bag, and that personal bag is a little bit bigger, I also just keep like a smaller bag inside that bag for like my plane stuff. So snacks, earpods, and my little iPad mini. My next little travel tip / hack, and this is something I did recently when I was in Indonesia. If you ever flown through Indonesia, it's a mess. The airports suck there. There's always delays. It's not organized well. I'm getting stressed right now. Don't want to be stressed about it. You know how I fixed that? I created my bad day at the airport playlist. You can name it a lot better than that. I'm terrible at naming things, but just in one playlist on Apple Music or Spotify, just put your happiest songs that instantly allow you to smile. So a terrible gate check person, no worries. Flight's delayed? Fine. Barefoot guy behind you on the plane touches your elbow with his toe? Still really annoying, still has to be addressed, but a little bit less annoying. People pushing in front to get out, people coughing on you, all effing good because you've got your music on, you've got your playlist, and you can relax. I did it. It works. It helps. My next little tip is less about annoyances and just something that you should do as a photographer is have a pocketable camera with you and pick the window seat. I always carry like a little pocket-sized camera with me with little digital zoom. I used to use the little Ricoh. I had the little Deluxe 8 for a little bit. I've had different iterations of this, but you never know when inspiration is going to strike. The right cloud formations, or when you're coming in for a landing and it's just a nice view of the city. It's a nice perspective, something you don't normally get unless you have a drone, or you can rent a helicopter. One time on a shoot where I was flying into Kuala Lumpur doing a story on palm oil plantations, I had the window seat, had a great view, and I got a shot that was published from my window seat. Opportunities will arise if you're looking and if you have the camera and if you're ready. My next little piece of advice is just to have 2 of everything, 2 hard drives, 2 chargers, 2 cameras. I always have backups of everything, and I keep everything separated, especially like having 2 chargers, 1 charger my check-in, 1 charger my carry-on, 1 hard drive my check-in, 1 hard drive my carry-on. And also just on that note, back up daily. Don't go to bed without backing up your images, and again on 2 hard drives, and then keeping those hard drives separate from each other. Trust me, so many times things go wrong and people wait till the next morning, like, oh, I'll just back up the next day, I'm exhausted. It's just under no circumstances ever do I not back up daily. Next on my list is I just keep an old school notebook for critical information. I know, seems like ridiculous with iPads and phones and everything, but phones die, things get stolen, we don't have a signal at the airport. Keep a physical notebook with the crucial details, flight numbers, hotel addresses, emergency contacts. Immigration officers sometimes need this info, and sometimes you can't get on your phone, you can't connect to the Wi-Fi, so just being prepared keeps things hassle-free. Next is emergency cash and AirTags. I tuck usually about $300 to $500 in cash, USD or euros, something I can easily exchange anywhere, and a separate credit card, and I put this into a little hidden pouch. I'm not going to tell you where. It's just my emergency stash. And then I attach an AirTag to it. And while you're at it, attach an AirTag to everything. My wife even wears one. Not because I'm overprotective or a jealous husband, but for her safety. She wants one for peace of mind. She wants me to know where she is in case of emergency. So she has an AirTag that's linked to my account. But I put AirTags in everything. I put AirTags in you guys. I'm following you around everywhere. No, I put AirTags in all my bags. Pretty affordable, and you'll just be happy that you have it if something goes wrong. Next on my list is just having a good rewards credit card. I know for some people this is just out of reach, but I use the Amex Platinum card. It's like $600 or $700 a year, but it pays for itself if you travel often like I do, with lounge access, travel credits for Uber, and insurance. And this card has just saved me more than once. And if that's they're not sponsoring me or anything like that, but if you guys are learning anything from today, if you learn anything about my gear, want to know more about what gear I use when I travel, or just sign up for the Amex Platinum card, again, I'm not pushing this kind of stuff. I don't want people buying credit cards that don't need to. However, if you do, or if you are interested, I do have my ultimate gear guide with an affiliate link in the description box below. So if you are thinking about signing up for any of this stuff, use that. It helps. Helps my channel, helps me create content like this. Another thing I've been using recently, maybe this isn't a big deal for Americans because often you guys have those SIMs that work all around the world, but if you're someone like me in Vietnam, it doesn't always work that way. But I bought one of those AirTags eSIMs for connectivity. It's such a game changer for me. It avoids the hassle of finding a local SIM every time I get into a country, having to show my passport, having to wait in that line. I use AirTags, I think it's called. I'll put a link in the description box below. Something like that, one of those like programs where you can buy a local SIM ahead of time. So I download everything, buy a certain amount of gigabytes ahead of time, and then once I get in the country, as soon as I land, I can turn my phone on and I have access. Because God forbid I'm somewhere and I can't check my phone and can't check Instagram, can't see your comments on my latest YouTube episode. Next on my list is just have a lockable suitcase for your valuables, whether that's a carry-on or your check-in bag. Not every hotel room has a safe. A lockable suitcase gives you peace of mind when you're out exploring. I use a ridiculously expensive Rimowa, which might be worth stealing on its own, but you can get much cheaper options. Next is get on the right airline program and stick to it. Usually, for some people like me, it's regional. Like I need to be on Sky Priority because Vietnam Airlines has the most options for me. I'm flying domestically and internationally, so I'm on the Sky Priority Team loyalty program. It's not wonderful, but if you can also pair that with the right card, I use an Amex. A ton of perks, a ton of points. Everything's just faster for me. Next little piece of advice is just something I do at hotels all the time, but I do in general when I travel. I'm polite, but I'm stern about things that I don't want to do. Like giving out my phone number at the hotel, giving out my email, or having someone help me to my room. I'm not being cheap and don't want to tip them. I just don't want to waste the time. I get it. Put the key card in, open the door, bathroom. Yeah, that's great. Shower works, turn it on. Windows there, safes there. I get it. I've traveled a bunch. I understand this stuff. I don't need to waste my time having someone explain all this stuff to me. I just don't. And I also don't need someone carrying my gear. I prefer people don't touch my gear and don't know what I have in there. So I get in these awkward battles all the time at hotels, especially in Vietnam, because I understand it. People are trained to help you out. And I just politely am like, nope, no thanks. Oh, can we have your phone number, email? No, I don't want to give that out. I don't want your promotions. I have enough promotions going on. I don't need it. Can you give me yours? I'll send you some promotions for AskMott.com. So yeah, I just don't. I'm not an ass. I'm not a jerk about it. I just politely say no. Usually, sometimes it takes like 5 times, but I'm like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. No thanks. That's kind of my progression. Next on my list is just have a nice little combo setup for your carry-on luggage with a roller bag with 4 wheels, just so it's easy to get through the airport. Also have your camera bag, have a luggage pass in it, that little thing that you can slide through on top. Because honestly, like when you're going through a lot of airports, I'm often transiting in China. These are like gigantic mega airports, and I'm walking a lot. I'm like long distances. So if you've got a heavy bag, another thing is get a camera bag with a good shoulder strap. For some reason, most of them don't do that well. It'll just help you a lot when you're going through those long lines or just long check-ins, long immigration lines, all that stuff. Next one is absolutely ridiculous, but hear me out. If you're traveling with a ton of gear, if you're a professional photographer and you travel with a lot of gear, or you're just an amateur that likes to take like way too much gear with you, customs officials might think that you're working in that country. And oftentimes in most countries, you need a work permit or a business visa. But sometimes that's a pain to get, and sometimes you can't get it fast enough. So I'm not saying I ever do that, but some people do. So a nice little thing you can do, a nice little workaround here, a nice little backstory you can have is have a YouTube channel. For some reason, that doesn't like count as working. You can always get away with it. My wife did this recently. She pulled up a couple YouTube episodes with her and myself on the thumbnail. Cost nothing to set up a YouTube channel, make a thumbnail quickly, set it up, and just have it. And then say, oh, what are you doing here? You working? No, I'm filming for my YouTube channel. I'm reviewing this. And then you just have a little page set up. It seems ridiculous, especially countries like Indonesia. This can happen, or they'll just want a bribe or something like that. Or they want you to pay a fee for taking all that stuff in because they think you're taking it to sell or whatever. They can do this stuff, and it does happen. So have a YouTube channel. Just say, hey, I'm there filming for my YouTube channel. Typically, that'll get you out of it. If you can have a couple thumbnails on there, just like with you with a bunch of camera equipment, good to go. For some reason, that's okay compared to if you're there actually shooting something professionally. I'll end with a couple rapid fire tips because you've stayed this long. Number one is marry someone half your size, like my wife, and travel with her. You always get an extra. I always get about a seat and a half because she's tiny. Better yet, if she works with you, then you always get a seat and a half. Next is get easy slip-on shoes for security and transfers. Another bonus tip is throw away all your lens caps. You don't need them. Just throw them away. Use protective filters if you're worried about scratching your lenses, which you should be. No more lens caps. Next, tape your cameras. I know it's my most controversial video I've ever done. People get so mad about that video, but I tape my Leicas up. I haven't taped that one up yet, but I tape up the logo. I try to make them look cheaper. That's my commercial camera, so I don't really have to worry about that so much because it's a controlled environment, but I tape up my cameras. I tape up the logo. I tape up the red dot. Cost me nothing. And yes, you're going to say that's not going to stop someone from stealing, but hey, maybe it has. That's all for today. These are tips I've learned the hard way. Hopefully you've gained something out of this. If you have, or if you have some tips you want to add, you can put those in the comment section below. If you're interested in my ultimate gear guide, check that out in the description box below if you're interested in Won't bags. Or if you just want to check out my online classes or my Northern Vietnam photography workshop in March, all-inclusive workshop, best workshop you'll ever experience, and you'll have all these new tips when you come here. So you won't run into any problems. You can check all that out at askmott.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to have a wonderful day. Sorry, I got a cold today.